It's going. All right. We are live. Ooh, it's been a minute. It has really been a minute since I've been live. Now you might see me, I got the cameras pretty close together, but you might see me looking up to my Instagram followers. Hey, hey. I'm also live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So we're everywhere. And I want to say happy Friday. Oh my goodness. So, look, guys, it's Friday and I want to just dive straight into this. Now, of course, if you're watching this, I see the number growing. Say hey, drop me a comment, let me know that you are here tuning in. Before I even dive in, like, let me. In the words of Hove, allow me to reintroduce myself, okay? Because so many of you, if you're new here, you may not know this. Many of you who have been around for a while know that in December 2021, I took a complete business sabbatical and stepped away. I needed a personal pause, and I just needed some time to regroup and refresh. And I started a 7 month sabbatical period. And so in uh July of last year, I ended my sabbatical and slowly began working back. And I'm happy to let you guys know that the brand coach is back. Okay. And so many of you have DM'd me, have messaged me for services, and I've already been working with clients. But I was like, now it's time to really go ahead and begin putting the word out. And so my plan is to be here on Fridays. I wasn't sure if I should tell y'all that, but I said, let me go ahead and tell you for accountability purposes that meet me here on Fridays at 1. And we're going to be having conversations about how to grow a brand, specifically if you are an influencer, a speaker, a coach, an author, a pastor, a ministry leader. What I need you to know is that while God called you, He's not going to do all the marketing for you. You're going to have to learn marketing. Okay. And so, hey, Andy, what's going on? Thank you so much. Ronaldo, I am actually going to spend this entire broadcast talking about a funnel is and how to you can actually put one in place. Now, let me tell you very transparently, because I already know what's going to happen. I put a post up not that long ago with no intentions. And so many of you DM'd me wondering if I was available for services. And so I want to let you know off the cuff, if something you hear you feel is beneficial and you're like, man, can I reach out to you, can you and your agency help me to put in place what you're teaching? The answer is yes. All right, all you got to do is shoot me a DM, or you can even visit my website tiffanypithia.com and get on my schedule. All right. Thank you, Stacy. Come on, thank you. So this was not the time. I have a list of topics planned for like the next Fridays. I have so many topics planned, and literally the Holy Spirit woke me up the other day at like 4 a.m., which seems to be my download hour, which that's another live stream, because like, Holy Spirit, can we talk about this at 9? But whatever. And I woke up at 4 a.m. with this idea. So let me start ground level. All right. Some of you are like, I don't even know what are you talking about? What is a digital funnel? Right. So if you've not heard of a funnel is a term that is used heavily in traditional business, in for-profit business, and it is a series of online steps and pages and activities that help someone go from never having heard who you are to becoming a customer. And so it's highly technical, and at the same time it's pretty simple, right? You've probably heard the saying that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, right? Well, I want you to know that if you're a ministry leader, whether you have a church or like a para ministry, like a women's ministry, the same is true for you. If you want people to come to your retreats or come visit you on Sunday morning, there is a know, like, trust process that has to happen. And I posted this a couple weeks ago, not for any marketing reasons, because I was just sick of my timeline. And I said, hey, listen, if you're it was like a Saturday, and I was like seeing 500 flyers, and I was like, these people post the same flyers of their church every Saturday, and it has to stop. We have got to become more sophisticated marketers. So I posted that, and so many pastors and so many of you were tagging people and like scurrying, like, well, what do we do? What do we do? Right. So I want you to start with the foundational knowledge that that there is a level of know, like, trust that has to happen. People are not just going to come to your church because you post a flyer every Saturday. It looks nice. It's not moving the needle forward. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I love you enough to tell you that. Here's the good news. I'm going to tell you on this broadcast what actually will move the needle forward. Okay. So I'm going to give it to you in 3 steps. Now, those of you who don't know, I'm an ordained minister and I'm just used to always having 3 points because that's what I know. Okay. So most of these broadcasts, I'm going to have 3 points for you. Okay. And we're going to keep it simple and we're going to get out of here. So here is, before I dive into the 3 points, I want to start with a really foundational knowledge that I've learned I shouldn't assume. So if you are a pastor, you're a ministry leader, if you're tagging your pastor to watch this, I want you to lean in for a second. Okay. We're here. As you are building your marketing, whether it's digital marketing, whatever your strategy is to get people to learn more about what you do, this broadcast is for church. If you're an author or a speaker, I got y'all next week. I'm talking to pastors today. Okay. Lean in. Your foundational marketing. I'm too excited. Your foundational marketing strategy has to be built on the word. And I know that seems like a duh moment, but let me tell you, I've been doing this for 17 years. I have sat at the table with many pastors and leaders, and so many people are trying to use fish fries, married people's events, youth, and all of these other things that are really great to build a marketing strategy around. And that's not where you build the marketing strategy around. What I want you to know is that the data still shows to this day that people are coming and they're staying because they're hungry for the word that is coming out of your mouth. I want you to get that, because so many people call me in and they want to focus the attention on all of these other things. And so let's dive into it. With that understanding, here is the first thing. If you were to say, Tiffany, I want you to come in and build a digital marketing strategy for my ministry, because we're winging it. And we got social media, we got this, we got that, but we don't really know what we're doing. We're winging it. Got you. Here are 3 of the things. I can't give you all the sauce. I can't give you all the sauce, but I'm gonna give you a good portion of the sauce. Okay. Here are 3 of the things that I and my team would immediately implement. Number 1 would be, we would take your Sunday sermon, okay, and repurpose that. What do I mean when I say repurpose that? One piece of content can be used to create many other pieces of content. If you're a traditional business owner, you know that, right? Maybe you've got a podcast. You guys see me do this every week. I take my podcast and I chop it down into clips and shorts, one piece of content used all throughout the week. I want you to be doing the same thing for your church. Many of you study for hours, you put together an incredible sermon, it goes across on Sunday, and that's it. People don't hear about it the rest of the week. No, 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 no. Let's repurpose that. So the first thing that we would do is take that Sunday sermon and chop it down into small bites. 30-second, 60-second, maybe up to 90-second bites that can be repurposed to YouTube, TikTok, IG Reels, and Facebook. I am working this strategy in my own business right now. And it's so interesting to see how, short form video can really massively begin to grow your following, right? And so let's repurpose the Sunday sermon. You preached it on Sunday, but we can't be one and done. People need to hear it over and over. Not only people who we're trying to attract, but also your members. My pastor does this. I got to give my pastor a shout out right here, if y'all don't mind, because Stephen Chandler, listen, I don't know who our marketing person is, but they're doing a good job. Every week, the sermon that they post, baby, we hear it all week. It's all over my Instagram all week. They're like, you're not going to forget the sermon. And I would love to see more pastors doing that to get your people to continue dialing in on the word. But here's what I know: for people who are looking for new churches, like I was randomly almost 2 years ago, it was the sermon clips that began to draw my interest. It wasn't the flyer. It wasn't all of this other stuff. It was the word. It was like, that's speaking to me. And let me continue following that. All right. And then let me not get ahead of myself. So, number one, for those of you guys who are just tuning in, is take the Sunday sermon and repurpose it into short, bite sized clips. I would recommend at least 4 or 5 that you can post one every day. Like that would be the bare minimum. Okay. Now, let's build upon that. So, once you've been doing that for a while, and I would recommend that you probably do that for like 30 days before you do the next step that I'm going to show you. No, it is the word. We forget this. We do all of these other calisthenics, but it really we have to remember. And I'm a marketer for real, so data is my what I go to. The data shows like people still just want the word. Like, give us the word, okay? So do step number one for at least about 30 days. Like we would do that so that you've got a nice repository of videos that if somebody found your page, they can almost kind of binge and watch several videos. Now, once we've done step one and we're about 30 days out, here's the second thing I would want to do. I would want to set up what we call in the industry an engagement ad. Now, the purpose of this ad is not to get them to take any other action but to follow your page. You're not inviting them out yet. I also want you to think about marketing like dating. Like, because some of y'all propose too fast. Like, and they were only saying no because it's the third date and it's just too fast. Like, you're inviting me to your church and I literally just found your page. Like, chill out. Let me learn you a little bit more. So, step two, the engagement ad, we're not going to invite them out to church just yet. We're just going to invite them to stay connected to the page and build relationship. Now, I'm really giving y'all the sauce right now, okay? I hope you're taking notes. Now, what I would recommend doing, because you've been posting sermon clips for 30 days, you've got some analytics, you've got some data, you know what people are interested in. So I would take like the top maybe 2 posts that y'all are hilarious. I would take like the top 2 posts that have really performed well naturally without any paid advertising, and I would turn those into an engagement ad. Some of you were like, well, is that the same thing as boosting? Yes, you can boost it, but you can also actually go into Ads Manager and set up an ad, which is going to give you a little bit more leverage and features than just simply boosting. If you start out with boosting, that's fine, but I want you to actually, like, I would want to put together an actual ad campaign that we can monitor month over month to see how it's performing. So that would be step two. Now, I would also let that run for maybe 2 weeks to 30 days. And then I would go to step three. Step three would be we would put together a targeted ad campaign to your warm audience. So step two is growing your warm audience, right? We're not inviting people to church that who don't know us. We're just saying, hey, watch our content. But now on step three, we've been building a warmer audience of people who like what we're saying, they like the word. So now we're going to set up 2 additional campaigns. One is going to be a local campaign for people who live in driving distance and can physically come out to your church. We're going to put a campaign that says, hey, listen, I know you've been enjoying our videos, but you need to come join us in person. That's going to be one ad campaign. A second ad campaign is going to go to people who do not live within driving distance. They are loving the word that you're sharing, but baby, driving to your church ain't going to happen, right? Then we're going to put together a campaign that invites them to watch online. And if you have an e-campus or something like that, we're going to share information with them about how they can participate in the ministry online. All right. And listen, that's it. Now, I know it's not that simple. This is a highly technical process of targeting and video production and all these things. But here's what I want you to understand and take from this. Number one, as I slowly summarize this, the word has to be your marketing focus. It can't be the fish fry, the women's brunch, and all this other stuff. It's great, but let us highlight the word. So let's build a repository, step one, of sermon clips on your page. Every single week, we need to take the sermon video that you preach, chop it down into about 5 bite-sized shorts that are between 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 90 seconds. And after we've built up a library for about 30 days, Then we're going to go in and we are going to create an engagement ad campaign that's going to now push the videos that have done well even further to bring more people who don't know you yet to discover you. And then step three is going to be, okay, now we're going to create an actual conversion campaign that simply does two things: invites the people in driving distance to come on out in person, and invites the people who aren't in driving distance to visit us online or become a part of whatever online campus you have set up. Okay, listen, and I blotted out 30 minutes for this, and we didn't even need it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give you guys a second, and here's what I want to know: what questions do you have? Clearly, in the beginning of this, you asked me what a digital funnel is. I could answer that question in an hour, but I think in a basic way, I have answered that question. So if you have a question, I want you guys to drop it here. Now, like I said, let me say this again. I already know some of you are going to DM me, and I want you to know it's okay. Like she's accepting clients now, okay. And I will say that I am at the moment, just with everything we have going on with brand coaching, I only am taking like a few, or only opening up a few slots for ministries with our digital marketing. So if it's something you think you're interested in, let me tell you who this is especially a good fit for. If you are someone who is building a building, you have a capital campaign going on, and you really need to grow awareness and visibility to get people to buy in, to get people involved, and to actually increase donations, this is something that you need, right? If you are launching new ministries, I know so many clients that I have worked with as churches have done youth centers, nonprofits, job programs, all of these incredible programs, and they realize that, wait a minute, we need partners, and we need sponsors, and we need donations. But before we can do that, we need to actually get the word out, right? And so if that's something that you are doing, this is a good fit for you as well. Or if you're not launching anything, but you just say, you know what, we've kind of hit a plateau, we really want to know how we can grow. And yes, we know God brings promotion, but we want to do our part. We'd like to see how we can maximize our digital strategy to really get the word out about who we are and what we're doing. This is a good fit for you too. I'll close here. This is one of the analogies I use a lot when it comes to just my marketing and branding coaching. I kind of almost feel like I'm like a brand mechanic because I think that I use this analogy of a car, and they've got parts, but it won't, what they're trying to do won't drive, it won't move forward. And so they're like, I can't figure this out. I have a website, I got social media, we're live streaming, we got this, we got that, and we're not seeing the growth. We're not seeing it really make an impact. And what I usually say to them is, it's because you have car parts, you don't have a car. We need to assemble all of this stuff. You can't just have Facebook, Instagram, a website, an email list, and whatever else, whatever other pieces your ministry has. If you never had the time for a strategist to come in and assemble these things so that this links to that, and when they see that, that happens, and then when that happens, that happens, then you just have parts, and that's why it's not causing growth. And to be honest, like I said, I've been doing this 17 years, and what I notice is that of churches of all sizes, I'm not even going, this is definitely not just the new ones and definitely not just the small ones, but churches of all sizes have someone who's overseeing marketing who has a good heart and they love Jesus, but they may not be an actual marketing strategist. They really may not know. They may know just enough to post a couple posts on Instagram, but they don't know anything about like analytics and data and how to actually use these things for growth. And so what I love to come in and do, even there have been settings where we don't come in and do the work, but we just come in and train your team. If you've got a marketing team, but it's not led by like someone who outside of church would be an actual marketing strategist, then you need to bring me in to train your team to put together a strategy that they can begin to keep in place every week, every month, every year. So that's all I got for you guys. Listen, I had allotted 30 minutes, but I'm not going to talk just to fill in the 30. If this has been helpful, share. And also, like I said, my plan is to be here every Friday to share various don't only service churches and ministries. I do obviously service coaches and speakers and authors, and those of you who are really looking to take the message of Christ into the marketplace, and you know what you do, but you don't know how to like get more sales or like get the word out about what you do. This is probably the description for you. You find yourself stuck in word of mouth land. Like you get word of mouth, but it's inconsistent. You don't really know, like you're not in control of it, and you know you really need to like get serious and put together a real marketing strategy. If that's you, then whether you're watching on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching this, I want you to simply shoot me a message. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can't DM me, but you can go to tiffanybathia.com and shoot me a message. But every other platform, you can just send me a message, and I'll point you to the right place, because I am really, really excited and passionate about. I am passionate about helping kingdom business owners understand that, listen, God will give you the vision, but baby, you got to market it. Like, we're going to put that on a t-shirt. He will give you the vision. He will anoint you and do all the things, but baby, you got to set up the ads and put the pieces in place to market it. He's not going to do that for you. But that's why he sent you and me, somebody who loves Jesus and is certified in digital marketing, to actually help you take your message online in a strategic way that represents the kingdom in excellence, you know? So I'm not going to let that, I'm not even going to go into excellence and Daniel and go down a rabbit hole, but I want us to show up more excellently online in 2023, because we name the name of Christ is not an excuse for our stuff to be shabby, inconsistent, and lack strategy. And that's why he sent you and me. All right, guys. So look, have a great rest of your weekend. And if I don't see you before, I will see y'all here next Friday. Peace.